Hey everyone, my name is Ethan Mickelson and I'm the communications coordinator for the Arts Partnership here in Fargo-Moorhead, and we're an umbrella arts organization that includes individual artists, businesses, colleges, and nonprofits all under our umbrella that we help support and promote to help a thriving arts community here in the region. And I am very excited to be on today virtually because it seems to be the theme of the year, and I don't want to go into too much of a recap because I'm sure you all know how it went, but it's kind of crazy to think that I've been working from home for about a year now, and I've learned a lot in that time. And I thought I'd go and kind of give you my few tips about what I've learned in that time, because I never thought I would be working from home as a 24, almost 25-year-old. Never thought that was in the cards for me until this happened. And I've learned a lot of things along the way, and I've learned that there's a lot of room for improvement, both personally and professionally here. So I want to share a few quick tips because I'm sure a lot of you guys are working from home or studying and learning from home. So here's some tips that I've learned along the way from friends and family and just personal experiences. The first one would be to get a work lamp. This is a very simple solution. I've got lamps everywhere here, but it's important to have something at your desk that signals it's time to work. Because I roll out of bed every day, my desk is in the same room as my bedroom, and it's kind of a hard part of transition for me to get in the mood to work. So turning on that light actually just signals my brain it's time to work. I go throughout my day. It's a nice little added feature throughout the day. And then when it's time to be done, I turn it off. And I don't go back to work. I don't get back into work mode. I don't check my email. I just enjoy my evening in the same space usually. So the next tip would be to put your phone in a drawer. And I've tried a bunch of different things with managing my phone. I think that's the one biggest distraction that I have throughout the day. And, we have a lot of screens in our lives at this point already. But turning it over didn't work. Putting these apps on my phone that manage my time really didn't work either. I got kind of irritated with those. But having a time where I just put it in a drawer and I can't see it, I don't hear it, I'm not prompted to pick it up and just check what's going on, it actually has helped me a lot to stay focused throughout the day. The other tip would be do the hardest stuff right away in the morning. Don't dilly-dally in the morning and just take it easy throughout the day. Knock out that really hard stuff at the beginning, and then you can enjoy the rest of the day. Use that time to better yourself. The next tip would be don't burn out on your routine. I think a lot of us are just stuck in our routine and we think that's helping us, and I think sometimes it can be beneficial to just break out of the routine and do something unexpected. If you're getting stuck, just go out and visit a museum would be my recommendation, but I'm one of those people who listens to the same song over and over and over again until I hate it, and that's just not helpful for you, especially when you're in the same environment throughout the day and you don't get those unexpected surprises. The last tip would be treat every day like you're on video. Like your video is not muted and you have to be on call, because it can be easy to get stuck in that comfortable routine, living like every day is a vacation and in your sweatpants, and you just feel better when you're dressed up or you at least have presentable clothes on. So those would be my 5 big tips for working from home. And I want to back up and just tell you a little bit about what I do with my job. So every day or every week, I write an article for the forum's life section. And this has been a big part of my job and a big part of the changes that I've seen going on. It's gone from being printed to going online, which has been a big challenge for me to kind of reevaluate how I see my stories coming out. And throughout this year, there's been a lot of bad news. There's been a lot of deaths. There's been a lot of unrest. And I got some advice from a past teacher here in the area who said never underestimate the power of good news in bad times. And I think that really rang true for me, and I took it as a responsibility for me to share what I could to try to promote our arts community in general and to help uplift people in their days. So I've written about a bunch of different things. I've stretched myself to all the different areas that I could online, and I found that it's actually beneficial to be online because you can directly embed posts, you can link people's stuff, and it actually helps with your personal sharing of it too, which I do a lot of on my own page. I share the articles that I write, and then I get to give my own take on them, and I've just been in that mindset a lot more, and that's been helpful for me throughout this time too. So my tips for being online all the time, which we are more and more, and I don't think it's ever going to change, are to leverage your personal networks. Don't block out the people in your lives who you're closest to. I think a lot of us feel uncomfortable, especially young people, being friends with our family and our grandparents on social media. Those are your biggest supporters, and you really need those people to build your audience. And as a newspaper writer, I used to put out articles that I just thought were being read by people, and I didn't really know who they were. I just assumed that people got their newspaper on the door every day, and it never really occurred to me to go past that. And as soon as I started leveraging my personal network, I understood how these stories were impacting, and I started learning from myself, from the writing that I was doing as well. So that's really important, to leverage your personal network, whether that's your old professors, or if it's your parents, or if it's your friends, if it's somebody that you just met, that's totally fine too. Go for it. My other advice would be, especially from working from home, is to get outside your traditional realm, your comfort zone, and start a side hustle, or use the 15 minutes that you have in between Zoom meetings to learn something new, or to take a Zoom meeting that you might not have otherwise to learn a new skill. I think that's the benefit of having a work from home routine, is that you can be very flexible, and you can choose when it's time to learn for yourself, when it's time to learn for your job, when it's time to just focus in on whatever task you're doing. And as soon as you can put those routines in place, that's super beneficial. And I think we've all kind of experienced how that ebbs and flows, and you can't live every day like it's vacation, even though you might want to. So before we go, I want to share 3 industries that I think will be changing due to this work from home lifestyle. And the first one would be nonprofits. I work for a nonprofit, and I see this every day. We have to be present at all times. We have to show people what we're doing. We have to be responsive. We have to give people the idea that we're being helpful, so that when it comes time to ask for money, they know what we are doing with their funds, and that's the most important part of that. So the second one would be the news industry as a whole. I think it's very interesting to see people and reporters go out on their own and start reporting and starting their own websites. You don't have to be published in the New York Times to get attention. And you can even live in North Dakota and get in national news these days. The news cycle has changed so much in the past year, going from print to digital, and just seeing how normal people can make the news and share about their stories. And the last one is small businesses. I think small businesses are in the perfect place to pivot right now, and they're what every corporation wants. They have the personal brand and the connection to people that just doesn't exist in some big companies. And a shout out to my mom, who owns her own business and runs the farmers market in my hometown of Rolla, North Dakota, near Canada. She is connecting to people every single day, and she waits to see when there's engagement, and she goes out and meets new people, both in person and online. And she uses that to get attention. She was actually in Bon Appetit magazine, which she likes to plug a lot, so I will let you guys know that as well. For being an advocate for small farmers markets, and for promoting sustainable goods that are made from local people. So that was super exciting to see that just a small business can get the attention of a big publication. And as a PR person, I was like, I am your publicist, I'm your go-to here, I will manage everything. Unfortunately, that's not my full-time job now, but it's been a real treat to see how I can develop personally and professionally in this time, and I think it's a trend that we'll see just continue throughout the day. So thank you so much for listening to me, and I'll let somebody else go. Thank you.